Hey everybody, Hunter back again from Showtime Studios. Just a quick little update video on the build project that we've been working on, and then we'll be doing another tutorial. So to start out with, the last few videos that I've done, just to recap on them, we went back in, we had some bleeding issues around the headlights here with the racing white from Tamiya. Also had a little bit back here around the running boards where the fenders come down to the running boards, and we went in with the airbrush, decanted a little bit of the racing white, went in with the airbrush, pretty much dusted over those areas, and then we went back in straight out of the can, blended everything in, and it looks real nice. It does need to be clear coated. It has a couple of dust nibs in it here and there, which just about every one of my models will always have a dust nib in them. That's something that I take care of during the wet sanding and buffing process, and you never know it was ever in there, so I don't stress over getting a little bit of dust or anything like that in my finishes. To a reasonable extent, you don't want it looking like a piece of sandpaper with dirt everywhere and this and that and the other, because that's going to be real hard to buff out. But if you've got a little dust nib that lands in it, or just some little minor flaw here or there, you can most likely wet sand that and buff it real good, and it'll be pretty much glass smooth. So we went back in and done that. So the lower body, the white section of the body, is ready to be done with 3000 grit sandpaper. We'll do that on video in the next video. We'll go ahead and scuff a couple of the areas I want to clean up on that. I'm not going to do the whole thing because I don't need to. Just the areas that might have a little bit of dust or a little bit of dryness, something like that. And then let's see, what did we do next? After that, we did the wood graining on the sides and the back, and came out real good. I was real happy with the color combination. Real happy with the wood grain part of it. I think it looks real good. My personal opinion, but there's other people who could look at it and say they don't like it. But like I said in the videos, do your own thing with it. Give it a shot. I pointed you, I gave you the steps for doing it. You can tweak those and change them around, and do whatever works for you, and use whatever colors that you want to use, and have fun with it. So we got that done. We did a whole set of I think it was like 4 videos just on the wood grain, and I have not put a clear coat or anything over top of this. This is the clear yellow from Tamiya that we sprayed the final part. That's exactly the way that it sits right now. And then the last video that we did, we came in and we taped all the body off. I showed you the procedures on that, and we got everything ready for no, we didn't. We taped the body off, and then we did the wood grain. That's right. I taped all the body off, did that on video. We did the wood grain. That was, I think, 4 videos. And then we come back in after we untaped everything, and we did the decals. That's what I was trying to think of. And we put this decal on right here on the sides in this recess, which would have been a window for like a station wagon, but this is a field. This is more like a panel wagon than anything else. So we did this one on video. I went through all the steps, and we did this one here off camera. And I had one question that came up on decals, and I should have mentioned it, but I didn't. Somebody asked me, what is the proper temperature for the water that we soak our decals in? And I would say warm. And warm to me is anything from going out to your tap in the kitchen and just not hot, but as it's starting to get up to the hot side on your hot water, just find something that's warm, something you can easily hold your hand underneath of and go, yeah, that's warm to the touch. Put that in the bowl, start your decaling process. You won't have a problem. And then the other thing that I do sometimes, if I'm doing, one of my full out competition builds or whatever, and I get into the decals, a lot of times I will get just straight room temperature bottled water, and I'll dump it in the bowl, and I will drop the decals in it and do it that way. Now that water is not what you would really consider warm. It would be room temperature. So that works also. So there's, I don't know if there's a real temperature that says, okay, this works the best for decals. I know for the instructions for most of them, they always say warm water, but I've done it with room temperature water and what you would consider warm water, and it works about the same. So hopefully that answers the question on that. And then next, we need to go ahead and do a little bit of 3000 grit sanding on the purple part of the body, and it's not very much. I'm going to do a little bit here on the roof, and that's pretty much it. I've got two little overspray spots on the cowl here where we brought that V forward when we taped it for the wood grain, and I want to get rid of those because this is actually simulating wood right up to that point there, and I don't want it to roll over here into the recess where the cow's at. So we're going to go ahead and take a piece of 3000 grit, and we're going to knock that out. And we do have this coated in a coat of TS13 clear from Tamiya, so that'll be real good. We won't affect the color if we're careful, because we'll just be sanding on the clear. We'll knock that little bit of overspray out, and we'll be done with that part. So we'll do that on video. And then we're going to go over to the spray booth. And the next piece that I'm going to show you here is another part that we did in the decal tutorial. And that was adding this pinstriping decal to the hood. Now, if you look at the body and you look at the hood, you can tell a definite sheen difference in those two. That is because I have changed my mind on doing the final coats of clear from the Tamiya TS13 can. This clear is the clear that I've used a lot. I like it. And on this particular build, with what I'm trying to do, come up with a decent shiny looking finish, nothing real show quality. I'm looking for a decent shine that I can get enough material down to wet sand and buff. I'm going to use the product I put on this hood. And as you can see, those round dots up there is my individual LEDs that's in the overhead light assembly. So, and this hasn't been wet sanded or buffed. This has been sprayed straight out of the can. Just one, what we put on this? One coat. Yeah, this has one coat of clear on it. And this clear is the Tester's one coat lacquer. Big fan of this clear, always have been. And like I say, I love the TS13 from Tamiya. I use it a lot. But on this particular build, I think the clear that I want to go with and the look that I'm shooting for is this one coat lacquer from Testers. So we're going to be doing a little bit more prep work on the body, on the lower body, and we'll also be going back and respraying the hood with the next coat of the one coat clear. So we'll do that over to the booth. Stay tuned for that. And then we're getting down to basically a few chrome items, the exhaust, the clear parts, and we're almost done. So again, I want to thank everybody that's came in, followed along with the series. Hopefully some of the newer guys out there have enjoyed the series and have learned from it. I know from some of the comments that came up, some of the newer builders have liked it. So that's cool. And that's why we done it. And I've had a great time doing it. Simple little build here, box stock build. But it's been very enjoyable to do this. A little tedious at times and a little nerve wracking to sit here and do stuff live on video. I'm not used to that. Usually I do all my builds in pretty much private for the most part, and then you see the end result. So in this one here, we've been doing a lot of stuff on camera, and you're seeing me make mistakes. But it's all part of modeling. And if you can correct those mistakes and come out with a finished product at the end that looks good, that's what it's all about. So stay tuned for the videos coming up here real soon on prepping this body. We'll have those probably next. Should be here very soon on them. And then we'll go over to spray booth and we'll get some shine on this thing. So stay tuned for that. Like always, I want to thank everybody, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.